Hey man, it's Adam. Just gonna make another tutorial video for you. Gonna basically take you through everything that I've done and just kind of show you how things work, how you can edit things, and also gonna take you through a couple of the things that you've asked about. So, gonna go ahead and get started. And the first thing that I want to look at is backgrounds in CSS. So basically, like the page, like the 24 page, 90210 I think has a background. House has a background. Grey's Anatomy has a background. That kind of stuff. Um, Gonna have to pull this up a little bit so it'll work. Center it up here. And also, this video may take longer than 10 minutes. If it does, I'll just split it into multiple videos because YouTube only allows you to have 10 minutes. So if I just all of a sudden stop, then you'll kind of know to, and I'll give you the links to all the videos. So in that case, so yeah, basically body.custom here is your default background image, just the dark blue with sort of the lighter blue circle up in the left hand corner. That's your basic background, and basically with these, all I do is just look at the color of, or like the main color on the right and the bottom edges of these images, and just go ahead and make that the background color. So basically it looks like it just merges right into the site. So, and obviously I've got a no repeat on there so that it'll only appear in the top left. Which if you really want to tile it, you can just remove the no repeat and it'll do that, but I think it looks a lot better the way it is. Body.homepage, this is the homepage background. So if you want, there's or you can put that in there. Obviously, I think you said you were going to have that edited, which I think is a pretty good idea. I think it would look better with just a header image there, or if you wanted to put a different background in. Obviously, I'm sure that you know what you're going to do there. And then the home page also has a margin. Like I went ahead and wrote another custom thing for a container up here. Basically, just made the top margin 11, which I think what it was on the show installs of WP. And then the margin top for the homepage container is 28 EMs, or basically a little over 300 pixels. Yeah, I think the rest of this is pretty self-explanatory. Like 24, like 90210. And I couldn't, for whatever reason, 24 and 90210. WordPress is not very friendly with using numerical digits in the CSS selector, so, or at least not like as the whole CSS selector. So I just went ahead and spelled out the words here. It doesn't really affect anything. You're the only person that'll ever see that. So, or well, I suppose somebody who looks at, like, uses Firefox and uses Firebug to look at your CSS, but they're not going to care about that. So, and then obviously, like, we just go through here, and the correct image is assigned to the correct show. And these tags, like Grey's Anatomy, basically all of the pages. Either this is the page slug, or I've assigned the page a CSS class. And if you do that, and if you assign posts under that category the same CSS class, so whoops, sorry, sounds like I got a text message. If you assign the pages under that category the same CSS class, the posts, I'm sorry, under the category the same CSS class, then they will have the same background, or anything that you assign that CSS class to, it'll have that background. So pretty straightforward stuff there. And what's next here? Okay, header images. And also really quick here, just want to show you something really cool about Thesis 1.6. Go ahead and scroll it over here a little bit. If you look all the way down at the bottom here, there's Thesis options, and you just click on Custom File Editor, and this will enable you to edit any file in your custom folder, which is pretty sweet. So what we can do, just go ahead and click on here, and what was I going to show you next? Header images. Okay, so and I'll explain all this in just a minute here. Spoilers header, edit selected file. basically with this, it's just, I've created a WordPress function and put it in a PHP file for you, which is kind of what I've done with everything. Everything's in its own separate little thing. Like I said, I'll explain that in a minute. This is just rotating header is the name of the function. And if you are basically what I've done is set up conditional tags so that a different thing is shown on every page. So like here, if let me go ahead and highlight this so you can see what I'm talking about. If it's in the if the post that that's in question is in the category 24, or if it is the page 24, so the 24 show home page. So basically, either if it's the 24 page or if it's if it's a post that's in the category 24, then it will show this code right here, which basically this is just your basic anchor tag, So with an image as the thing that shows rather than text. So pretty much like your URL reference here is just PHP echo get option home, and that's essentially just a nice pretty way to say your home page. So spoilersguide.com/24, and then the image source is PHP blog info template URL, which basically just refers to the home folder of your thesis installation. And then obviously from there I navigate to custom, images, headers, and then 24. So if you want to edit the image, that's the folder that you need to access on your server. And obviously, like here, if you uploaded another image for 24 and you wanted to change it, you could just change that to whatever, pick your name for the image, and you can just put it in there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, you're looking at this right here. That's the whole thing for the header images. If you want to add another show in here, then what you would need to do is basically just copy this. Like, let's go ahead and show you real quick here. And I'm going to add some extra space in there so that we don't like overlap and get confused on what we're editing here, because I'm obviously going to delete this. But normally you wouldn't add this space, although it wouldn't really matter if you did. So yeah, you would just say, like let's say that we made a show called Adam and Matej. I hope that I'm pronouncing that somewhat correctly. I'm probably not, because I'm terrible at that, but sorry. So we've created our show name, and we've got our page, and then we would go down here and change that. Like, we would change the slug of the URL, and then we would change the image to whatever our image name was there, and that's it. Like, you've just added a header for another page. It's that easy. And obviously you'd have to upload the image to the custom images headers folder, but other than that, that'd be it. And you just click the save button and you'd be done. The only thing you need to make sure is that you have the else if tag. Like, if you copy 24, it'll just be the if tag, which will kind of screw things up a little bit. So make sure it's else if, and other than that, that's it. Plain and simple. Okay, the next thing that I want to look at is the sidebar. So again, excuse me, I'm just going to go up here, spoilersidebar.php, edit selected file, and again, you can do all this from your WordPress dashboard. Okay, and it looks like we are at about 9 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shut this video down and start up another one. So I will be right back.